Hello and welcome to the Hink Think Season 2, Episode 3. Due to the lack of episodes, there's only 3 for Season 2 so far. Trust me, I'm trying to increase that. So, today's episode, it's kind of like, hey, so, I'm in a debate club, right? Cool beans, debate club. Yeah, enjoy debating people, and yeah, it's fun. If you're called a debate club, you should do debate club, but that's beside the point. So, we are currently debating. Well, tomorrow we are going to debate, should big tech be able to dis uh dis I can't think of the word, take people off of their platform. And I don't think they should be able to, it's kind of sketchy, and it's also not good ethically. And I was like, hey, you know why don't I just talk about that and turn that into a podcast episode? And also throw in a little bit of the Dr. Seuss news. So, speaking of Dr. Seuss, let's get into that. So, I'm just going to say that everyone knows who Dr. Seuss is, but just in case he's not, just in case he's not, just because you don't know who Dr. Seuss is, Dr. Seuss was a children's author. Well, okay, this says he's a cartoonist, but I mean, he wrote books for children and he did paintings. Okay, that's what you need to know. But okay, I found this kind of funny. So you look up Dr. Seuss, right? And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's racist." And my Washington Post. Oh boy, this is what Washington Post says. Of course, Fox News would rather talk about Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head, because apparently Dr. Seuss is magically racist. Oh my word. And then they're talking about the Capitol riot, and they're like, Fox News did not talk about that. Mentions of Dr. Seuss on Fox News. There's no reality in which the Dr. Seuss story is more important than the investigation into the January 6th attack and extremist movements in the United States. Even when reframed, as Fox did, into a misleading and inaccurate debate whether past racism should be excised from the current culture, the imbalance in Fox's coverage is obvious. I just want to point out a few things here. First off, you literally are just like, bruh, right? Okay, Washington Post. You're saying, oh, Fox News super biased, right? First off, you talk about CNN and MSNBC in here, and you don't complain about, oh, they're biased. Like, they clearly are, and you don't say anything, which already clearly, you're biased. All right, and who's this Philip Bump dude who wrote the author? Well, okay. We're doing some deep diving with the Hink Think. Philip Bump. Okay. Ohio State University. Okay. National correspondent focused largely on the numbers behind politics. Okay. Joined the post in 2014. A convenient new fiction. There was no attack on the White House last year. But, what? There wasn't, though. I'm not dumb, right? There wasn't last. What? Alright, whatever. This man is, a handful of fraud allegations have spurred hundreds of proposed laws limiting voting access. Okay, it's not limiting voting access. It's literally saying mail-in voting, and other voting where you can't really, where you can't really, like, go through checks and see if it's actually legit. Like, of course we want to get rid of that, because, like, then anybody can just go, yes, I am 200% this other person. There's going to be no checks, and there's going to be no way to hold anybody accountable for whatever occurs. But back into this Dr. Seuss story. This man, here. The decision by the estate of children's book author Dr. Seuss to stop publishing 6 of his books due to racist images they included. The story, which Fox News framed as Seuss having been canceled, was mentioned by the network more than 60 times, right? And they have this little handy-dandy mention of Dr. Seuss on Fox News, right? And have a dot for each time he's mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. It's only 43 times on your timeline. So that's not more than 60. Also, want to tell me how many times you people have mentioned freaking Capitol riot? Donald Trump guilty. How many times you people mention these during these like impeachment trials? And then you go, I just cannot believe that Donald Trump got away with this. Or even better, I can't believe that Donald Trump and his Republican cronies, like, okay, like, believe what you want, but like, these people make my brain hurt. What Fox News wants to talk about? Dr. Seuss. Oh no. These people make my brain hurt, right? They're like, oh, you can't mention this over 60 times, right? And why are they talking about Mr. Potato Head here? This actually makes no sense. Alright, but that's just not the point. They're like, oh, you say how Trump mentioned this 60 times, and you mentioned how Fox News mentioned this 60 times in like however long. Okay? But then I'm gonna point this out. You then mention every little thing like 70 freaking times. Right? Like you have here's an example, right? AOC and her false story about how she was in the Capitol building, even though her office isn't even in the Capitol building. How many times was that story mentioned on just NBC alone? Probably more than 60. And especially during the impeachment trial, how many times do they have to mention impeachment trial? Twitter. How many times do they mention Twitter in a minute compared to Fox News mentioning Dr. Seuss? And here's another little helpful question, because Mr. Potato Head, I didn't really hear about Mr. Potato Head. What Fox News wants to talk about? Mention of the coronavirus bill. Mention of Mr. Potato Head. CNN. In seconds, apparently mentioned the coronavirus bill. Like, I think it's 19 seconds. Which, that's kind of suspicious, because, like, why would you only mention it for that short of a time? Alright, but here we have the Fox News ones. And according to them, they talked for Mr. Potato Head for about, like, 55 seconds. I highly doubt that. I literally highly doubt that. Like, how can you get... Okay, first off, I highly doubt that they just went coronavirus bill and moved on. It's CNN. They go on more tangents than I do. Right? So, you know, it's all this. But enough Mr. Potato Head and Dr. Seuss talk. Oh, by the way, if you were wondering some of the books that are banned, one of them is I saw it on Mulberry Street, On Beyond Zebra. What else? There's On Beyond. Oh my word. Let me read you what the website says. Increasingly, American institutions, colleges and universities, businesses, government, the media, and even our children's schools are enforcing a cynical and intolerant orthodoxy. Hey, this person's actually... Okay. This orthodoxy requires us to view each other based on immutable characteristics like skin color, gender, and sexual orientation, the foundation says on its website. Are you serious here? Nobody's saying you're literally the one who did that in the first place, because like, you're clearly viewing them by their race and stuff in the first place. If you're just going, oh yeah, this is definitely a stereotype, because like, wouldn't you have to first see them as what the stereotype is? So like, all right, like all right, these companies, they don't know what to talk about. Okay. The 6 books that will no longer be reprinted are And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street, If I Ran the Zoo, McElligot's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. The announcement came on Read Across America Day, which also happens to be the late author's birthday. But the study examined 50 books by Giesel. That's Dr. Seuss's actual name, and found that 43 out of the 45 characters of color featured in these books have characteristics aligning with the definition of Orientalism or the stereotypical and offensive portrayals of Asia. The study then notes the 2 African characters both have anti-black characteristics. The study also describes anti-blackness as discrimination, opposition, or hostility against blackness and black people. The move to stop reprinting the 6 Dr. Seuss books has since been criticized by some and praised by others. Late night talk show host Stephen Colbert, the most leftist person you may ever hear, however, called the decision responsible on Tuesday. Well, yeah, if there's a Democrat and they literally go, hey, like, not saying that this is a good thing, saying if there is a Democrat who goes, hey, I've got a great idea. Let's go and kill every Republican. Stephen Colbert would be like, oh yeah, guys, they know exactly what they're saying. They are geniuses. I can't believe that we didn't elect this official earlier. How did we not see this coming? How did we not stand behind this person? This is a responsible decision that this person has made. And Stephen Colbert, you're not even funny. I think I'm funnier than you, and I'm a high schooler. I am probably, yeah, sorry, using touchscreen, so I kind of go like, ah! I'm like karate chop the freaking camera. So, Stephen Colbert, am I right? But, on to big tech. Obviously, I said this all started because big tech debate at school, and we're like, hey, should big tech be able to ban people? No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't have that kind of power. And, freedom of speech, bro. Whoop whoop. We got the freedom of speech. And isn't there a Communications Act? I think it's 230? I don't remember which one it is. I actually don't remember which one it is. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but it might. No, it's not 230. Is it 232? Wait, platform neutrality, is that it? Sorry, some politicians, including Republican Senators Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, have accused major social networks of displaying a bias against conservative perspectives when moderating content such as Twitter suspensions. You can't tell me that they don't, considering we have people like Donald Trump getting just kicked off of Twitter. Like, you can't tell me that realistically. And then we have people like AOC out here tweeting, well, let's go burn down the White House. All right, let's look up. I don't care that she thinks it's racist to call her AOC because that's literally her Twitter handle and nobody cares. You don't complain about it until you have to feel special. Okay? Oh my word. And her 2-minute video. Alright. This has been the Hink Think. Hope you enjoyed. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. And if you're watching on Spotify, make sure to follow, leave a comment, and enjoy your day. Bye.